Hi guys, so Times Radio thought it'd be a good idea to interview this guy, someone who has appeared on a number of right-wing outlets pushing the idea that immigration is one of the greatest threats to UK society. Who does he represent? Well, he's a senior advisor to the Legatum Institute. So according to Wikipedia, the Legatum Institute is a think tank based in London, UK. Its stated aim is to advance the education of the public in national and international political, social and economic policy. The Institute has over 40 donors, including the Legatum Foundation, and has been called arguably the most influential think tank in Britain, pushing its free market pro-Brexit vision, and has enjoyed privileged access to media and ministers, but has attracted controversy as a result of its opaque offshore funding. So let's hear what Matt had to say.
Largest, most comprehensive survey of Reform Party voters that has been done. We got more than 3,400 people in the survey who are planning to vote Reform at the next election. And if you ask them why they're voting Reform, the top two issues for those voters, most of whom are ex-Conservative, firstly, stopping the small boats, and secondly, reducing the level of immigration in Britain. So not just small boats, also legal immigration. So what we've asked them is, look, given all of that, what would bring you back to the Conservatives? Because we know that if Rishi Sunak can't get this Reform Party vote down from 16% to like 2 or 3%, he's not really going to have a chance of pulling a rabbit out the hat at the next election. And 40% of those Reform Party voters say, look, if I get a big, bold offer on slashing immigration down from 700,000 to around 100,000, then I might be tempted to come back to the Conservatives. And that's the premise for this. I think, Rosie, the only way back here for Rishi Sunak and the Conservatives is to make a big, bold offer on the immigration issue.
Now, look, I've said this before. These organizations don't care about immigration. They're using immigration as a vehicle. They want to convince the Conservatives, and when Labour get into power, they will be doing exactly the same thing. They want to convince political parties to move further to the right, and they're using immigration as a vehicle to achieve that. Now, their goal is nothing to do with immigration. Their goal is to reduce taxation for the richest in society, and of course, strip away protections for British workers, British consumers, and the environment. That is their goal. Now, they can't come out and say that. So what they do is they focus on issues like immigration. This is what they're doing. Now, as I said, they can't come out and say it directly because that's not going to convince people to vote for them or to vote for parties that they're backing or that they want to convince to move in a particular direction. Like, I said this before, the issue is not immigration. The issue on people's minds is the cost of living crisis. Now, why would organizations like this not focus on the cost of living crisis? Because that would actually help ordinary people. They're not interested in helping ordinary people. They don't want the state to funnel money into the pockets of ordinary people. They want the state to funnel money into the private sector. And in particular, the organizations that support organizations like the one he's a special advisor to. These organizations don't care about the public. They care about themselves. They care about their donors. So that's what they're there for. It's about moving the conversation in the direction of immigration, because if you can move the public in the direction of that, you can move them to the right. What they're going to do is they're going to support parties that, of course, introduce economic policies that help the richest in society. And, of course, strip away protections for British workers, the environment, and consumers. That is their goal. I said this before. If Rishi Sunak wanted to win the election, or if he wanted to hold on to a few seats, he would focus on the cost of living crisis. But these organizations are not telling him that, because once again, it would help the poorest in society. Their goal is not to protect them. It's about protecting their donors. See, this is so frustrating. Because if I was advising Rishi Sunak, I would say, focus on the cost of living crisis, introduce a UBI, help the NHS. These are the issues that are on the minds of the general public. We don't care, you shouldn't care about a few Reform UK voters. They're going to vote for Reform UK anyway. You can't win those people back. Those people are too far gone. The Conservative Party are going to lose. There's nothing you can really do about that unless some dramatic thing happens between now and the general election. But These shadowy organizations are there to move the mindset of the public further to the right, so that they support parties like Reform UK or extremes within the Conservative Party on the issue of immigration. But as I said, immigration is a tool, it's a Trojan horse to bring in other policies that help the richest and the most corrupt. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.